had 3 hours to contemplate life. I even felt lightheaded and almost passed out on the way. And something that I desperately needed to pass. Little did I know, that was just the beginning of a nightmare that is about to ensue.
Super Pikachu!
Hey guys, Super Pikachu here. Today I have a different type of video lined up as I will be sharing a horror story. The time I almost failed my midterm because of one simple mistake. As a university student, doing midterms and exams can be very stressful, and it would definitely prove to be much worse if you aren't ready. But first, let's set the mood. There we go. To begin this story, let us backtrack to last weekend and how this whole ordeal began. So the weekend before the midterm, I played in a curling bonspiel. We actually did really well, finishing as a C block finalist, but between games, team dinners, and the Blue Jays games on TV, studying didn't really happen. With the games ending right before midnight and morning draws at 8:30, I was running on about 6-7 hours of sleep. Little did I know, that was just the beginning of a nightmare that is about to ensue. So Tuesday rolled around and I had a class at 9:30 in the morning. I rolled out of bed at 9 and barely made it on time. Luckily, my class is a 3-minute walk from my dorm, so lucky me. Then I had to work on an assignment for Wednesday's seminar class, which took me until midnight, which is great.
Bruh.
3 hours of a seminar later, and I'm back in my dorm, sitting at my desk, debating life, and waiting for motivation to study kick in. Unfortunately, it took me quite a while to start studying and making my cheat sheet, which our professor graciously gave us. After I filled in my sheet, brimming with graphite, I turned in at, let's just say, past midnight. So morning came along, and surprisingly, I wasn't really tired. I actually woke up with a sense of motivation, which is funny because I was almost late to the same morning class again.
Bruh.
So then I had 3 hours to contemplate life and setting expectations while eating a plain sandwich. And now we get to the good part. My exam started at 2 in the afternoon, so I ended up leaving my dorm at around 1:35, giving me about 25 minutes to get to the building. On the way, I actually ran to my friend, and I told him I had a midterm, also mentioning that it'll be really hard, so I was quite lucky to have some notes to have on the exam. More on that later. I arrived 10 minutes early and began to settle down. I grab out my water, I grab out my ID, I grab out my pencil case, and as I was going through my bag, I realized I had forgotten something very important and something that I desperately needed to pass. My cheat sheet. My soul leaves my body and I frantically debate my choices. Luckily, my TA was nearby, so he gave me permission to come back late. So I sprinted across campus at full speed with nothing valuable but my room card. So if you saw an Asian guy with a ditto shirt looking completely out of breath, that was me. I got to my dorm, grabbed my sheet, and started just sprinting back with an already destroyed stamina. My adrenaline was drained, my lazy body pulled me down, and I even felt lightheaded and almost passed out on the way. I managed to get back at around 2:12 p.m. and collected myself before starting. Luckily, the midterm wasn't as hard as I thought, and I was able to finish within the time that I had. But it goes without saying, cheat sheets are quite valuable to help you retain information you might later forget. And while some people don't find it useful, it can certainly be a nightmare if you have forgotten something crucial for an exam or, in my case, a midterm. So the moral of the story is cheat sheets are very useful, but only if you bring them. Always check your bag, sleep more than 5 hours, and do a sweep of your room before you go. Trust me, you can save yourself the cardio. Okay, so if you have made it this far, then I have a bonus story to tell you, which actually occurs on Halloween. It was a cloudy Friday morning, and I was supposed to volunteer at an elementary school. It's Halloween, we had to dress up, but guess what? Couldn't find my costume from last year, and I forgot to bring a random mask along. You see a pattern here? So I just went as a university student. When I arrived in the classroom, I was the only one there without a costume. Surprise, surprise. And my teacher took a little bit of pity on me and lent me a mask. And the next thing I know, I'm in their official social media post. For privacy concerns, I have to blur pretty much everything around me, but how crazy is that? So yeah, my Halloween costume was an accidental piece of history, but it wouldn't have it any other way. Also, please note, I went with the alias Chicken Little, even though I was the tallest in the room. That got some laughs. And that's the story of my pre-Halloween nightmare. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and comment below if you've forgotten something really important before an exam. Peace out.